Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to Fog's Rides. It has been a very long time since I have recorded a Fog's Ride. Wow, it's a whole new year, 2018, and summer is just around the corner here in the Pacific Northwest, which means I will be taking more rides just for fun. All winter long, I've been riding this bike to and from work, but I haven't really done a whole lot of getting out and about on it beyond commuting, just because, it's cold and rainy in the Pacific Northwest. So it's not like I've really had the opportunity or the desire to do a whole lot of pleasure riding. I've done a few things here and there, but I didn't bring you guys along. But either way, I thought that it would be kind of fun to reconnect with you guys and let you know that I have not abandoned this channel. No! There will be more Fog's Rides, I promise. And this is just a tiny little opportunity for us to reconnect. So today, I usually work in Bellevue, but every other week I ride into downtown Seattle because I have some people that I manage that work out of a Seattle office. And so we're going to be crossing the 520 bridge today and going over to Seattle so that I can connect with them this morning. But I thought, it was time to break out the recording equipment and make sure that I had everything going the way I wanted it to go, because I have some plans. And I wanted to let you guys in on what some of those plans might be. Let's get around this landscape truck. Oh, these guys are slow climbing the hill for sure. All right, that's better. Anyway, I have some plans. First of all, I have a new camera on the way. Something a little bit exciting for me. I have resisted this for the longest time. For the longest time, I have wanted to add some drone footage to this channel because I like drones. I like flying. I actually do own a drone, but it's kind of a crappy one. My lovely wife bought me a cheapo aerial drone over the holidays, which has been fun to play with, although I admit I haven't done a whole lot of playing with it. It's been fun to play with, but the camera on it is not up to standard. It's fun. It's good enough for just kind of having a laugh and just looking around, but it's not a stabilized camera, and it's not that great. I tried mounting a GoPro to the thing, and that works as well, but not having a gimbal and not having it stabilized, I knew I was never going to get really good footage out of it, and sure enough, I never did. But it was kind of fun to play with. But DJI just a couple weeks ago announced. Was it a week ago? I don't remember. But just a short while ago, DJI announced the new Spark. And I've been wanting to get a Mavic Pro for a long time, but the price point was just a little too high for me right now. So I had resisted. And, because I'm not going to bore you with the details of what my expenses look like. But the point is, I didn't really feel that I could justify shelling out what, by the time I was done with it, was going to be around $1,500 for a drone, for something that, to be honest, I won't use all that often, and would just be an expensive toy. Couldn't really justify that cost. So, as much as I have wanted a DJI Mavic for the longest time, I've resisted buying it. And I still think that was a good decision. I still don't think that the Mavic is, well, it is an awesome drone, and I would love it, and I would really enjoy playing with it. I can't fit it into my budget right now. So when DJI announced the new Spark, my ears pricked up a bit. And the Spark is certainly not the drone the Mavic is. The camera is only on a 2-axis gimbal, but and it doesn't shoot 4K. But I don't shoot Fogs Rides videos in 4K anyway. I'm still using the original GoPro Session for these because I like the form factor on the helmet, which means that these are being shot in 1080p anyway. And while I would love a 4K camera, I can forgive DJI not putting a 4K camera on the Spark because of its intended use. And what I really wanted was a camera that was so small I could toss it in my top case and have it with me to bring out at a moment's notice anywhere I go. So I've got a DJI Spark ordered. It's on the way. I got the Fly More kit, paid the extra money, so I'm into that for about $750, which I think is reasonable for what it is. I think that's a reasonable price. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to playing with that. It's supposed to be here in another week or two, assuming DJI ships on time, and I realize there is no guarantee of that. DJI has a long history of not quite making their ship dates. But we'll see. Hopefully. I'm really hoping that they actually ship it a little bit early, because the family and I are taking a vacation to southern Utah here at the end of June, and going to go see Canyonlands. We haven't been there in quite a while, so it'll be good to get back there. And I would really, really love to be able to take that drone with us to get familiar with it on the trip. I suspect it isn't going to arrive in time for that trip. I'll be kind of surprised if it does. But a guy can dream. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe if it doesn't, maybe if it ships just as we're leaving, maybe I'll redirect the shipping address so that it delivers to our hotel down in southern Utah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Either way, though, do look for some drone footage to appear on this channel this summer, because I definitely want to get some drone footage of the lovely Pacific Northwest at least. And when I do, I will share it. I also have some good plans for an upcoming ride. There is a ride in the Northwest that is my favorite ride of all time that I have wanted to share with you guys for a very long time. But because it's such an epic ride, I wanted to make sure that I was prepared to do the thing justice. So I'm making plans for making sure I can do it on the right day, have the right equipment present to capture something that's a little more cinematic than just a vloggy-style, off-the-cuff Fogs ride. I want to do something just a little bit special for it. I'm not going to promise the best cinematography in the world, of course, but with the drone on the way, I should be able to incorporate some drone shots. I've done a little bit more planning to make sure that I actually can capture something with a little bit better cinematography that hopefully will be a little more entertaining to watch. So look for that in the future. Last year, I released a lane splitting video that was pro lane splitting. A lot of you joined because of that lane splitting video. I made that lane splitting video in response to a lane splitting bill that was working its way through the Washington legislature. That bill stalled last year, which was no surprise. I figured it would. This season, they reintroduced the bill, and I'm happy to say that it has not been watered down this time. It is a proper lane splitting bill this year. And I'm really hoping that the video that I made will help push that thing a little bit farther through the legislature. Fingers crossed. Maybe this year will be the year that we finally get proper lane splitting in Washington. To be completely honest, I'm not holding my breath. I fully expect this one to stall out in the legislature as well. That is the way these things tend to go. But, you know, one of these days, we're going to hit the magic formula, and it's going to make it through, and we're going to have proper lane splitting in this state, because it just makes sense. I realize that's a dream. I realize it may never happen. But, this guy had his shirt tail sticking out of his door. Nice. It'll probably never happen, but a guy can dream, you know? Let's see, what other news can I have to tell you? It's been a good winter. I've had a couple of fun business trips this year. As you may or may not know, I work for a software company, and as part of my work, I have some colleagues in Gurgaon, India, which is right outside of New Delhi, and I also have some colleagues in London. And as a result, I've had one trip to Gurgaon this spring, and on the way back from that trip, I stopped and had a layover in London and had my wife join me, and we had a 3-day extra long weekend in London together just to kick around London. We stayed in Trafalgar Square and did a lot of sightseeing, and I love London. What a wonderful city it is. Such a gorgeous city. So we had a lot of fun doing that. And then just this last week, I actually went back to London for a week, which I wasn't anticipating that. It just was something that worked out that I needed to. I gotta take another business trip to London, so I spent a week in London. So this is the new 520 floating bridge that actually just opened not too long ago, and they're still working on it. Of course, they've got some work to go on the west side here to connect it up to the freeways a little bit smoother than it currently is. So you can see that ramp up there that they're still working on. So anyway, yeah, I was just back in London. Actually, right during the DJI Spark announcement, I was actually very lucky in that I caught the announcement towards the afternoon London time, which means that I actually got my order placed before most of the United States was even up and about. So that should mean I have a pretty early order. I should be near the top of the list for pre-orders. Those of you who remember Sleepless in Seattle, that movie, the houseboat from that movie was right here in this little bay right here. That is where this movie was filmed. And this is where it gets fun. This merge. We have to merge all the way across I-5 here. Across what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes of traffic we have to merge. I got this guy that doesn't want to let me in, but he's gonna let me in. Wasn't much of a choice. So right after this guy, this lady. Come on, lady. Come on, Toyota. Get out of the way. Okay, here we go. Drop gear. And we're good. This is why we need lane splitting. There is no reason that I should have to be back here in the way of this poor Ford Probe behind me. I'm just in everybody's way here. So this is Mercer. Mercer is like the main thoroughfare on the north side of Seattle. This takes you to the Seattle Center, and the Space Needle takes you out towards Elliott Ave. As you can see, the traffic coming in on this road in the morning is much better than the traffic going out. Alright, let's get around these guys. Finally, a little bit of open road. Yeah, just a little. So this is Amazon country. A lot of Amazon folks are in the buildings we've just gone past back there, or at least near those buildings. This building on our left is, that's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in that building right there, that one with the rounded windows that I'm looking at right now. That's where Bill Gates spends all of his money. Trying to save the world. You go, Bill. You go. And there is the Space Needle, built for the 1960-something World's Fair. I can't remember which year it was. I'm sure I just flashed that on the screen. So that complex over there is the Seattle Center. That's where the Space Needle is, and the Science Center, and the Opera House, the ballet, Key Arena. That's all right in that complex over there. Nice little place to spend an afternoon if you're in Seattle. The Space Needle is got a great view up from the top. There's a restaurant at the top of that building. That round area at the top that looks a bit like a spaceship, that is a restaurant, and above the restaurant is an observation deck. The restaurant is actually on a revolving platform, and it rotates once an hour. So if you go to eat at that restaurant, all the tables have a view out the window, some better than others. Particularly if you're lucky to get an outside table, that's what you really want. Then you get the better view. Although the inside tables have a good view as well. Anyway, so if you go and eat there, they always time your meal so that your time in the restaurant lasts at least an hour. So you get a full view all the way around. And the view from up there is absolutely spectacular. The food, on the other hand, is not so great. It's not bad. It's good food. It's just not. It's not 5-star food. It's more like a good 3.5. So it's tasty and it's palatable, but it's not worth quite what you're paying for. What you're really paying for is the view. And the view up there is stunning. So it's something that I think anybody in Seattle should do once if you're here and have the time. I've eaten there a couple of times. I've been in this area for more than 25 years. And a couple of times was enough. I don't really need to do it again. I'm sure at some point there'll be some special occasion where I'll have an excuse to go and eat there again, but I'm not rushing to. The view is what it's really all about, and it is a fantastic view. Of course, the observation deck is not free. If you pay for dinner, then you get the view along with your dinner. But if you don't want dinner, then you still have to pay to get the ride up to the observation deck, which is significantly less than dinner would be, of course, but still, it's an added cost. It isn't free, darn it. Shame, kind of should be. So this area right here, this is near Queen Anne Hill. Queen Anne is to the north of us, off to our, right up there, right up that way. That's where Queen Anne Hill is, right to the right. Did I say the left? I meant the right. Okay, we got this turn here. Is this guy gonna let me turn in front of him? Do I dare? He is, okay. Thank you. I wasn't sure he was going to let me go, and I certainly wasn't about to go until I was sure he was. Alright. Well, guys, that, I think, is all I have time for this morning. I realize this wasn't the most exciting of FoG's rides, but I did want to let you guys know that, hey, I'm still here. I'm still planning to put out more FoG's rides over the summer. This channel should get a little bit more interesting with the addition of my new DJI Spark. So we should get some nice drone footage to add to the motorcycle footage and complement it, which I'm excited about. And definitely going to be doing more. Definitely going to be doing more here in the near future. So stay tuned. Thanks for subscribing. Hit that like button. And we will talk to you very soon here on FoG's Rides. See you later, guys.